Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Turn on Do Not Disturb.
Hello.
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
Hello, Shane. I'm good. How are you?
Excited to see you today.
Yes.
And I heard there's lots of good things happening over there, launching businesses, getting members and all that good stuff. Is that pretty cool?
Yes. And I have to give you feedback. Coach Stephen has been absolutely incredible, amazing. So
He's the best. He is
I don't
absolutely
know.
the best.
I don't know if you remember me from
I do.
Atlanta.
People always ask me that, but like, it's funny because like I don't have a great memory when it comes to like some things, but like with people that are like, especially people in our community, like I know what's going on because you guys don't know this, but like, I have a lot of, there's so many of you guys and one of me, right? But my team, we have a Slack channel where all my team does is give me updates on people. So like I get this like Reader's Digest version of everyone like almost every day. Like that's showed whoever showed up on anything that day, I kind of get the 50 on it, or the 411 on it. So the 50 is the police. I get the 411. That's the information. But so yes, I do know exactly for sure. Yeah, I will pass that along to Stephen as well.
Him and Delynn has been awesome.
Yes.
On calls. So
yeah, we're doing some cool new things in August. We're kind of going to revamp the community a little bit to organize it better. And so we're going to have like core calls on certain days of the week. And then Delynn's actually going to start doing these things called huddles. We're going to huddle up with smaller groups so she can really have like, it's almost like a small group. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they're going to be like heavily themed and like a lot more student spotlights where people can come in and hear what's working for other people. And just all kinds of cool stuff because Delynn's got all kinds of ideas. We're meeting next week to like take the community to the next level. So
well, I'm really sad because my annual membership ends mid-September, but Stephen had told me that I'll still be part of the community.
Yeah. I'll still be part of the community. Yeah. And we are going to make a coaching. We're going to fix it where past students could just buy coaching by the month. So like,
I like that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like $397, and I'll get you a weekly call. So we can
$397 a month. Okay.
Yes, but here's what we're doing with it. You can turn it on and off. So like, if you want to, like, if you're like, oh, I really want coaching this month, then you can do it. But then you can totally like turn it off. That you can just go back and forth. You can turn it on whenever you want, and we'll have sales, of course. There'll be deals, right?
I love that because it's taking me longer, and I'm this
Need more
social
help.
media kick,
That's what we're hearing from a lot of people, because like the people last year are now coming up at the end and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to keep coaching. I want more help. I want to keep going. And we're like, oh yeah, we didn't think about that. So we're going to make it where past customers can just keep going on a monthly price if they want to.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Well, actually, I think that's the public new price. I think we were going to do $297 for past members.
Okay.
But we're checking profitability to make sure that we can cover the cost of it. Basically.
Okay. Awesome.
So what I'm saying is, when your thing ends, there will be something there that you can literally come in and use it. Like you could come in for a month, turn it off, go build for 2 months, come back in a month, and it'll just be there in your back pocket whenever you want it. So you got it. Okay.
Perfect. I love it.
All right. So what we're going to do is you just follow my lead. You're going to sound amazing. We're recording this. Like, if you've never done a podcast before, don't worry.
I have not. All right. But I watched yours. I went on vacation last week and I watched about 6 or 7 of yours just to kind of get a feel.
Prepare, see what was going on.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Bridget and Peggy and all of those. So yeah.
Love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about your story first, because people don't know about you, but we do. So I'm going to take you through just some prompts, and we're just going to have a conversation, right? And remember, like, we're just talking to each other. There's no one else here. And my editor is going to edit this to make it sound amazing. Like, it's incredible what we do with our editing, right? So like, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to sound really cool. And then I've got these like these are supposed to like run through like the back of my shirt and hide over my ears, so it looks like I'm not really wearing headphones, but I'm just like so lazy today. I just put them on. Right.
Okay.
So I've got these things. I just looked at my camera and I got these things sticking out of my ears, and I'm like, I look like a giant goofball, but that's okay. It's all good.
You're crazy. I love it.
Do
you remember I was born and raised, or I lived in Louisville?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to Louisville. I'm actually going to Louisville this weekend.
Yeah.
Me and Jocelyn are just doing like a couple's overnight trip, just real quick. Yeah. So we're heading up there to your old stomping grounds right now. All right. So let me write this down real quick. So the general format is like, I'll say like, welcome to Flip Lifestyle Podcast. And today I'm welcoming Brenda Knight. And you'll say, hey, Shane, thanks for having me. And then basically what I'll do is I'll say, all right, real quick, before we get started, tell me about you, your background, and your online business. This is like the 3-minute version. Okay. It's not like life story where you were born and all that stuff. It's just like, I'm from here. I live here. And I'm doing this business because I have this story. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of just like more conversationally unpack your story, and to see like why you're doing it, what you're doing it. We're really looking for things like, you know, like why are you doing this? You know, we do talk a little bit about like the Flip Lifestyle community and like what you love about it. And then then what we'll eventually just turn to is coaching. It'll be like coaching with Steven or anybody else on our staff. But I'm coaching you today, basically. Okay. And we'll talk about where you're at. We'll celebrate. You got an annual member, right? I think that's what my notes said.
I got an annual member, and I gave a freebie member that's going to be an incredible testimonial for me. She needs it really bad, and I'm learning. So and then I have me. I'm still a member. So
heck yeah, that totally counts. Hey,
I have 3 members.
You got 3 members. That's right. So right. So we'll get
that.
If you can get 3, you can get 300. So all these things we're saying right now, we're going to say again here in just a minute. Okay. Right. So we're kind of practicing right now. This is how I get people comfortable. All right. So we'll talk about that. And that's great because we have a starting point. We have a proof of concept that someone gave you money and you're going to have a great testimonial. So all we got to do is go find more of those people. And that's probably what we'll talk about today is cool. You've proven your offer converts. How do we get more members? We'll talk about some marketing and stuff like that. Okay. Cool. We'll talk for about 30 minutes or so, give or take. About 30 minutes or so. And then I actually do all the outros and intros and all that stuff off air. So like once we get done with the actual interview portion, you're free to like just go, and then I'll stay on the camera and I'll record all the little work stuff that you don't really want to sit around and, you know, ads and all that good stuff that we do for the podcast. Okay. All right, cool.
How will I know when this is going to be aired?
My team will contact you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My team will let you know when it comes out. I don't even know when it's going to come out. Like, right.
Okay.
So like they'll, Kevin or Patricia will probably send you an email.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Cool. Now you will, I think if I'm not mistaken, and Kevin will hear this when he records it. So I believe we send you the raw file immediately, like just to have it as soon as they have the raw file processed. So like they'll send you a link, I think maybe just so you can go watch it and you don't have to wait for it to come out to like, because of where I'm coaching you, you want to know what's going on. So if you want to, just reach out to Patricia or anybody at customer support and be like, hey, I was on the podcast. Can I get the raw file? And I think that's what they do. Or maybe they edit it first. And then once they edit it, they give you the edited version. Okay. So I don't know exactly how that works, but I would say you'll get to be able to listen to it before it comes out. Okay. Cool. So don't worry too much about like writing notes and stuff right now. You can jot things down. We will get that to you. And so you'll have it. Okay.
Cool.
All right, let's get started. So we're going to have some fun. It's going to be awesome. All right. You ready to rock? You're excited.
Hey. I am ready. I got my sparkles.
She's got her sparkly. Oh, no, wait. Let me let the camera go back to you real quick. Say something real quick. Say, look at my sparkly shoes.
I have my sparkly shoes.
That's amazing. Everyone must go watch this on YouTube. Put this in the B-roll or something with that other clip, Kevin, and say,
on my YouTube channel that I just started. I only have a few, but yeah, check out. I did my very first. I'm learning this.
You're learning to use the sparkly shoes to get that attention.
Shoes.
Awesome stuff. We might use that as the thumbnail for our YouTube video. Is just you holding up your sparkly shoes.
I do. I love it.
That's right. Yes. That might be our thumbnail, Kevin, for this YouTube video.
I like it.
All right, here we go. All right, check. Now I will count us in. If I say pause, that means I'm talking off air and it's going to be edited out. I'm going to have some follow-up questions and I'll start it back with the 3, 2, 1. So I'm just kind of like directing as we go. And I will talk to Kevin sometimes, even though he's not actually here. All right, here we go. Check. Microphone back to me, Brenda Knight, in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. I am always excited. Shane Sams gets out of bed every day, excited to talk to members of the Flip Lifestyle community to help them make their online dream a reality. And I am super excited today to talk to Brenda Knight. What's up, Brenda? How you doing?
Hey, I am fantastic.
Now, you real quick, we were talking off air for a minute, and you're the first person I've ever seen bring sparkly shoes to the podcast. Could you hold up your sparkly shoes and say,
absolutely. I don't need these to sparkle and shine, but I love them.
That's amazing. Like
my diamond girls, I want them to feel like they sparkle and shine. So
that's exactly right. Because you've got the Diamond Girls kind of membership deal. Like so for those of you on the podcast, she's holding up a giant boot that's sparkly and another tennis shoe that's sparkly. And you'll figure out why here in just a minute. But it was awesome. Go watch it on the YouTube channel and you can check that out. But before we get started, Brenda, catch everybody up real quick. Tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, where you live now, and then tell us what your online business is all about.
Okay. I am, as you know, my name is Brenda. I lived in Kentucky where Shane lives as a little girl, but I am a Florida gal, but I relocated. I live in Atlanta, Georgia now, and I have been a licensed occupational therapist in the rehab industry for many, many years, and am in the process of transitioning. And I have unfortunately went through 2 horrific divorces that have been the inspiration of why I have started my online business, Divorced Diamond Girls. And my therapist background and my life experiences. And I actually, out of the 2 divorces, one, I was the dumper and then the dumpy.
So you see it from both sides of the equation when it comes to the divorce.
Both sides, and both sides can be a horrific experience.
Sure.
And I went through all of the programs, divorce recovery programs, church recovery programs, counseling, and what I experienced back then was everything was about overcoming and survival and negative. And guess what? I decided that when I finally, 19 years ago, was my second divorce. And by the way, I could have been remarried, but I am a happy, joyous diamond girl. And I got rid of all of those negative, dark emotions that so many women carry on, although men do too. And I've had some men know about my program, and they are like, you need to start Divorce Diamond Dudes.
That'll be the second iteration of this. We always recommend one business successful first. Okay. So let's get the Diamond Girls, and then you can spill out and you can do the Diamond Dudes after that. Yes,
the Diamond Dudes. But I have decided in my journey of life and meeting so many people, both personally, socially, but even as a therapist, I work in senior care now. I have women even in memory care units with dementia that still harbor and talk about these negative emotions that they have never let go. And life is about joy and climbing to the mountaintop, not just climbing to the cliff and saying, I'm happy, I'm content, or running into that next relationship like I did. I was a rebound relationship with my second. And I have seen so many people that is what has inspired me. And actually, Shane, I went to Income Surge.
It's one of my seminars. One of my live events. Came to one of my live events
when you were here. And I decided, I want to do something, but I didn't know at that time. So I went back to your second event, and I didn't have an idea. But the Tuesday morning before your Saturday event, I woke up and God spoke to me, and it was Divorce Diamond Girls.
Wow, that's amazing. It's funny how like you have to hear, like sometimes, we always tell people like your journey is your journey. Take your time. We have people sometimes that literally hear me speak, and like for 2 years they think about it, and they're like, oh, what's I'm gonna do? And they go listen to the podcast, and like, then all of a sudden they realize like, oh man, I just have to take my experience. This is the thing that I could do. I could totally like help people like go out and do this thing. And what an amazing mission of like helping women who are harboring these dark thoughts. And I would guess it's a lot like a different kinds of traumas. Like you don't really realize, sometimes you think you've moved on, you think you've done that thing. Absolutely. And it can be triggered, like the negativity can be triggered later. We learned something really interesting. Jocelyn and I have a relationship coach. His name's Will. He's incredible. I need to actually probably bring him on the podcast. And like but he's really done wonders for us, just like navigating our traumas and navigating all of the things that we didn't know were underneath the surface, dusted under the rug. And we do a cool thing now. It's called Benefits and Challenges. I can't remember exactly where it's. There's a guy that does it, but I can't remember his name right now. But so what we do now is, and this has been I'm so grateful for this tool that I'm sharing right now, but it's like you take something like a divorce, you take something that's negative, and the way that you can kind of overcome that a little bit is say, well, wait a minute, what were the benefits of this horrific situation for me? Like looking back with hindsight, like what were the benefits? And it kind of levels it out. But you also have to do like really good things, like the challenges of good things. Like I just took my daughter, me and Jocelyn were taking Anna Jo to a youth event one night, and she was talking about Taylor Swift. I didn't realize she was in such a Taylor Swift fan. I had no clue that my daughter was into Taylor Swift. And for those of you who don't know this right now, like Taylor Swift, I mean, we all know who she is, but she's kind of having a moment like that right now in the world. She has the biggest concert that's ever been, the most money ever made, most tickets sold at any concert ever. Literally, it's going to be the highest grossing concert of all time when she's done. It's like Madonna level big. It's like Michael Jackson, Elvis level. This is this generation's character, whether you like her music or not. It's a spectacle. And like people, there's a video we went in Cincinnati, and there's a video of the bridges coming across the river toward the stadium. And there were tickets were sold out instantly. And on the bridge, people had lined up across the bridge just to hear her sing. Like it's like there was 20,000 people outside of the stadium. But like it was like the best night of my life. I'm not going to lie. Like watching your 12-year-old daughter's first concert, and it's that was like, I'm a good dad. I've done something right in life. Like the tickets were like 12 grand, and like it was crazy, right? But like when we came home, we were driving home, and like that high, if you don't bring yourself down from it, you're going to compare everything in your life to that moment and nothing's going to measure up. So we were like, what were the challenges of that day? Well, it was hot. Somebody passed out in line. We couldn't really get food. There were no women's bathrooms. I could walk in and it was just empty. And like, but all the women's bathrooms were full. So we did all the challenges to bring us back down. But then like divorce, you would bring up the benefits. Like, I found joy. I like being single. I've got a lot of friends. And like, if people can level stuff like that out, it really becomes like a good deal. So you came in and you decided to start a business. You've got a website now. You've got things going on. This is like launched out. Like, tell everybody, like, we're here to actually celebrate something. Like, you got your first member, didn't you? You got your first paying member to your community.
An annual member that joined within 15 minutes of hearing about it on
Let's go.
A Flip Lifestyle call. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. Yes. Right. Yeah, man. That's cool. And so you just say, she said, I'm in for the year. I'm all in with Brenda Knight for the year.
Yes. And I had just been on one of our community calls with Flip Lifestyle. So yeah, it's been really cool. So
my favorite is when we have this happen, and it happens during my Q&As a lot, because there's actually some people will actually like send emails and try to sell things during the call. Because when I'm doing like an all call every month, where I've got everybody on, everybody's asking questions, like we celebrate success stories. And my favorite is when someone like has a sale happen during a Q&A. Like it's right there and everybody freaks out because someone made money while they were on the call. That's like my favorite thing that happens.
Yes,
like
she joined before the call was over.
Oh, isn't that amazing? Like it just feels so good to celebrate like with the community. And I'm really proud of you, because like, I get, it's hard there's so many people in the community, but every day I get like little updates of people. We have a testimony. We have a wins thread where we are constantly sharing what our members are doing, and you're like crushing it and doing the things right. Like, why did you jump into Flip Lifestyle with 2 feet first? Like, what do you love about the community? And like, cause your face just beams when you say anything about the community call. It's like, what do you love about Flip Lifestyle?
Everything so far. And why did I jump into it is God bolted me to do it. For one, I have to continue to say that. And then God bolted me with my Night Diamond method of transformation, which I can't wait to share with you. It's just an incredible vision. I have a whole testimonial. I actually want to write a book about my whole experience of this process.
Wow.
Because I've had just unbelievable things happening that it's not about me, like that have been given. And my method to help women is unlike any other method that's out there. And it's upbeat. But as far as Flip Lifestyle, I have felt like I have had a friendship with people and support, and my Coach Stephen, has been amazing, and not feeling like you're alone. And Shane's something that really resonated with me initially, and I've continued to hear, is that you will lose friends, and the people that you think are going to be supports for you aren't necessarily going to be there. And that has happened to me. People, I actually had one person, my best friend and her husband, said Flip Lifestyle was a cult, and they were, I was crazy and I wasted all this money because I joined the top membership.
Sure. I know.
Yep. And ironically, it's been 9 months, and about 8 months ago, my Flip Lifestyle community video that Coach Stephen did with me, that person, the husband, actually sent a comment, wow. And
there you go. See,
I'm gonna show you all.
Yes. At first, here's what they do. At first, it's so funny. Like, we had all this happen to us too. Like when we were I had a Sunday school class that I was in at the time. And when I told them, nobody really knew what we were doing. I kind of had because I was a football coach, and like football coaches get criticized no matter what we do. So I kind of was gun shy about sharing things with people. And like, when we were able to quit our jobs, it was about 13 months or so. It took us about a year. And like, I went to church that Sunday and I was like, I'm going to tell them the Sunday school class or whatever. So we told them we were going to quit our jobs. every single person in there looked at us like we were crazy,
Yep.
like we were stupid, and like we had like the same thing. Like, did you join a cult? Like, what just happened? Like, right? And I'm like, no, guys, like there's a thing. This is a thing. You gotta be an entrepreneur. You got to work hard. It's gonna take time. But we want to take control of our life. We want to be in control of our destiny here on this earth. And like nobody got it, man. And like everybody there asked us, what are you doing? Why? Yep. What are you doing this for? Until they started seeing it. So they started seeing us on Facebook, seeing us on YouTube, and we were popping up in their news feed, and all these cool things were happening. And boy, it was crazy how fast the what are you doing turned into wait, what are you doing? How can I do it? I want to do something like that. That sounds amazing. And it's why when we started Flip Lifestyle, we really were focused on the part of the business that was building the community. And it's why we put so much effort in the community. Like, you're in there, you see it. We have live calls almost every day. There's a forum. There's all these things happening with people in there, because we knew that was going to happen to every single person who tried to go out and start an online business. Not everybody wins. Some people don't. Some people fail in entrepreneurship. That's true. But the people that do succeed, what we have always found is they had a support group. They had 5 other people, 500 other people, whatever it is, that they were talking to on a regular basis, that were not the naysayers and not the haters and not the doubters, that could keep them going when it gets hard. Right. And I think that where that comes from too is like, I actually, looking back now and coaching so many people, I actually am grateful. Like, the benefit of those people in your life is actually they're just trying to protect you. They don't want you to be hurt. Like, they love you. They want to keep you safe. And they're just scared themselves of doing anything big. So I don't think it comes from a malicious place, but like, man, you got to have the other side in your life, or you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur,
And Flip Lifestyle has been amazing for that support. And times when, even now I have my website, I have my course, I have all this stuff. I've worked so hard, and it's like you build it and you think millions will come.
They will. They can.
I still, like, I'm now at the social media learning curve and all, but I look at where I was and what I've learned, and even technology at my age. But if it wasn't for the support, like Coach Stephen will say, Brenda, don't quit. And he knows now I'm not quitting. I am not there.
That's amazing.
I am in this for the long haul. And that's what's been so cool, to feel like I have a family, and I never would have dreamed it when I went to income.
Signed up. That's amazing. Hey, could I ask you how old you are? Will you say that on air? I'm always scared to ask. I'm always scared to ask if I can. But if you say no, you can say no. But if you want to share, would you share?
Why do you want to know?
Because I want to inspire other people out there, because I get people in their 30s and 40s that tell me I'm too old to do this. And I'm like, are you crazy? Right. No. So like, you can even just share a general decade if you want to. You don't want to say exactly.
It's funny, everybody, including Coach Stephen. I will let you know, I am a young 64-year-old.
That's what I'm talking about.
Proud of it.
That is what I'm talking about, man. Yes. It's always the right day to start an online business. I have a saying I say at my speaking events. People will say like, well, am I too old to do this? And, I'm from Corbin, Kentucky, right? And Corbin, Kentucky is where the first Kentucky Fried Chicken was ever cooked. Like the first Sanders. It is. Sanders Cafe is what it was called. And this is where the original herbs and spices were invented. But get this, Colonel Sanders didn't sell his first bucket of chicken until he was like 63. So
yes, I knew that.
Never too late. Never too late.
Do you know, having been raised in Louisville, where their headquarters are?
Yep.
I knew that. And I actually think I have an advantage at my age, is I have more experience and 100%. More life experiences, but also as a professional therapist, I can combine my life experiences with divorce and heartache. And, I actually look forward to I want to start doing podcasts and live events. I've been a professional speaker, but I can get down, and I've been in the trenches.
I love you,
I
Brenda, you're
know.
amazing.
I know what it's like to be deep down in the dark.
There you go. And we're gonna pull some people out of the dark and get them into the light. But we got to shine some light onto your online business first. Okay. So basically, you have this membership where you're going to help people overcome the traumas and negative thoughts and darkness of going through divorces so that they can really have joy, not just move on, but actually have like joy in their life. So tell me now, you've got this asset. You are so much farther ahead than so many people. I'm going to talk to everybody listening right now. I don't care where you're listening to the Flip Lifestyle podcast. Like, the reason you haven't got a member and the reason you haven't got a future in online business and the reason you haven't started is because you're not doing what Brenda's doing. She's putting in the work, right? And getting it done. So you got a website, you've got an offer that converts, the most powerful thing you can ever have. You do have another member. You gifted a membership to somebody, you said, because you want that. It's going to be a great testimonial, and you're counting yourself. You're the first diamond divorce girl. So you've got three members. We got three actual members.
This is my diamond inspiration from my former engagement ring. So
she's wearing her former engagement ring on a necklace for those listening on the podcast.
And these are the bands.
And she's got, your earrings are the bands from your, that's amazing. Hey, that should be a thing in your community. Like, when people join your community, you tell them to go get their old engagement ring and you show them how to do that. Right. That would be a great video.
And do their sparkles.
And sparkle. You got to sell the sparkly shoes though. You got to make a profit on that part. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like, now the only thing you've got to do, and this is the game. This is how all things work, is first of all, you build the foundation, which is your website, whatever. Then you build the offer, and you can find someone to buy the offer. Once we have one, we can find 101 or 1,001. We just got to get out there. But now this is your game every day. You wake up every day thinking, how can more people hear about Brenda Knight? How can more people get on Brenda Knight's email list? And how can more people get into that community? Like, that's what we've got to do now, is find eyeballs, butts and seats for your different presentations and stuff like that. So what are you doing right now? And if you're not doing anything, what are your plans to really market this thing out and get more women who have suffered through bad divorces? I love the word horrific. You should use that in all your marketing. Have you had a horrific divorce? Join Diamond Girls, right? Like that. You should totally use that word for a lot. But like, what are your plans right now? What are you doing right now? And like, let's piggyback off that and have a discussion of how we're going to grow this thing.
Okay. Right now, I do have an email list, and it started primarily with people I knew or referrals from other people. So I really focused initially on my email list, and I'm having, as far as through Kajabi, I'm having anywhere from 38 to 55% of these women opening, but I haven't gotten them, but I'm
have you just sent them emails to join? Is that all you've sent so far?
I send inspirational, kind of like a Facebook post. I use Canva a lot. I've been doing like cute little inspirational things. I send part of my membership, thanks to Felix, is my Rise and Shine morning inspirational video word of the day.
Awesome. Do you post that on like Facebook or something and then share the link in your email address?
I have not been doing it on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, but that's where I really need to focus more. But I've been doing it with my 2 members. It's part of my membership.
Cool.
I've been doing it on my email list, but my email people just aren't responding well enough. So I'm in the beginning phase of, this weekend, I'm actually going to do a new Facebook page and start loading it up. I'm learning more about, I had no idea at my age that you needed to do daily posts and all of this. So
you know what I teach: consistent, prolific, relentless. Right? I know. You got to be. You've done the consistent thing well. Now you're at the prolific stage. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. Right.
Yes, I worked so hard to get all this content, but I definitely need to get more involved with that. I did start a YouTube channel. I've posted some there in Instagram and all, but I've been advised, and I want your advice, with my avatar and at my age, I've been advised to focus more on Facebook,
Yeah,
not
for sure.
the Twitter and all of that. Do
Yep.
you agree with that?
Yep. So let's do this. I'm gonna walk you through a funnel, okay, a sales funnel, and we're gonna try to dial this in. So I want to tell everybody out there, you should try everything because you don't know what's gonna take off, right?
Right.
But I do think like with your specific niche, I've helped other people build things out for like single moms, divorce communities, like things like that. So there's actually some 3 lines to this. And yes, it does like matter, but I actually don't agree with that totally, because
Okay.
I mean, unless you really want to focus on people in their 50s and 60s.
I would love to do the whole age range.
I actually think it might be better avatar wise if you focused people who were younger, because like I think even someone in their 50s and 60s that might harbor some bitterness because their divorce was 20 years ago, but they're still pissed off about it a little bit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just to be candid here, like Frank. But like I think that like it's more traumatic for a person in their 30s and 40s who might go through this, because I don't think you want to go to the 20s because that's like start and stop stuff, kids coming out of high school. It's more like someone who was married for like 5-10 years and it fell apart. Like that's horrific, right? And like there's money involved because they've actually been working, and there's kids involved at that point. Like there's just so much that goes on that like, and those people, I think when they go to the internet, whether it's search or social, and they start looking outward for people, if we think about how our avatar might engage with the internet, I think they're looking for more of a mentor. They're looking for somebody that's like, oh my gosh, like I've got to put the pieces together. Someone who's been through this, like, and your story is so powerful that way that like I think a younger person might want an older mentor, right? Because what's going to happen is, to me, they're gonna have some friends that they're gonna have friends in their own age group. They're gonna give them advice, but they need someone who's like, oh, that person's definitely got an answer, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Let me just talk for a minute. We can piggyback off of it, and you can ask follow-up questions. I think for one, you've got to be on video. You are a freaking joy to see on video. Like if you're not watching this, if you guys listening to this on podcast, you should go to the Flip Lifestyle YouTube channel. Go to fliplifestyle.com/YouTube and like go watch this interview with Brenda, because like you just smile. You clearly have an internal engine of joy, and like to see you wearing like when that's got to become like so marquee. Like your logo should look like that necklace, like for real. Like you should go get a logo design, take a picture of that necklace, and be like, this is my logo, with that diamond in that little hoop and that little thing. And like,
and you know the pink. Do you know why I wear the pink?
Why do you wear the pink? My wife would love that shirt, by the way, too.
All of my videos, everything, I've got a ton of this, because pink is the strongest and the most valuable of the diamonds.
There you go. See,
that's so my like, brand.
See, yes. That people have to see you. You can totally like record videos and take the audio and turn them into podcasts, but like you need to be on video, like on video. Okay. So what I would probably do, here's where I would start. All right. I would focus all of your energy on recording YouTube videos right now. Okay. Because YouTube is powerful. It's got search. People like, if I'm divorced, I might go like, how to get over my ex-husband, how to get through a horrific divorce, right? Like you can title your YouTube videos these things, and you probably have stories for days from your journey that you can go out and do this. Now let's look at what we've created. So, and YouTube is really cool too, because you can put an app on your phone. You can put the YouTube app on your phone, log into your YouTube channel. You can press one button and go live and just talk, right? So it's super easy, super simple. And then you have this nice YouTube video. Okay. So then now so let's just think about a content creation strategy. I think you need to go live at least once a week on YouTube right now. Okay.
Okay.
And let's just imagine that that's what happens. So you go live, you talk for 30 minutes, or like, do you have a lot of friends who went through divorces? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you have friends that went through divorces?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like invite them over and like get them in front of the camera with you and just talk about their divorce with them. Right. And like have a topic, like how to get back a job again after you get a divorce, how to talk to your kids about the divorce, how do you just think of 100 different topics you can talk about that you can speak to. Right. And do this YouTube channel. So what we create every week then is we create like a nice YouTube video. So we have this 30-minute video. Okay. Well, that video can be shared in other places. Okay. Okay. So you can totally take that video, download it, and you can go post it on Facebook. Right. You can cut clips out of it, right? Just go in and kind of cut the clips. You can learn how to do that. And you can cut a little clip out of it and you can upload it to things like Instagram or if you want to. So my search strategy where people are looking for things is YouTube. Your social strategy, what's cool is you can post to Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Right. Either way. So I would get Instagram on my phone or and you can totally post there. Like you can go live there. You can take a little clip and post there, but just focus there only on Facebook and forget all other social media. Just pick right there. Right. Facebook is good because it does get that older demographic a little bit. It's the oldest of the social media networks and it's the oldest of the demographics. Instagram is good because it's going to really catch the 30s and 40s people. Like they're the millennial generation that grew up with Instagram. Right. All right. So now it's simple. You just got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. On your website, we'll stick a couple buttons there that says, check out my YouTube channel, check out my Facebook and Instagram. If you want a podcast, we can talk about that later. I think right now for your purposes that you should only focus there. Okay. So as you start building up, now, did you say your Facebook group was a paid group, right? That's your members get it, not everyone.
I have a members, but I have a public. It's a private group, but public viewing, but I'm not getting a lot of traction.
What's the name of the group?
Divorced Diamond Girls.
See, the problem with Facebook groups is you can't really brand them, right? You have to say like for example, let me look it up here real quick. Let me pull up Facebook so I can actually do this on air. Hold on 1 second. Kevin, edit this part out when I'm silent. I'm logging into Facebook. It'll make it easier for me to explain it. All right. So when I go to Facebook, let's say I'm a woman, right? And I just got divorced. I'm going to go type into Facebook something like divorced women's support group. That's literally the first thing that came up, women's support group. I'm going to type that into Facebook's search engine, right? And then like this one says women's divorce support group. That's really generic, but it's got 20,000 members because it's a search engine. Like no one knows what Divorced Diamond Girls is. That makes no sense. So what you need to do is change that back to divorced women's support group, or divorced women seeking joy again. Like you got to get the search thing. Like there's another one called women's divorce support group. Like how many people does this one have? This one has I don't know how much it is. And you need to, and honestly, it needs to be public. Like there's the private group is if they want privacy, they can pay for it. If they want something free, it needs to be public because people need to go in there and see what you're posting or they're not going to join it. They're just not going to. They're going to look for one that's not like this one's called Divorce Support Group for Women, Knowledge and Guidance. Women's divorced only support group, 40 plus women's divorce. All right. So this is cool. This one's got 22,000 members, 40 plus women divorce support group. So you could have, I would put I would put this divorced women's support group, and then parentheses put 30s and 40s, 30s-40s plus. So now it's like, okay, who do we want? If I'm a woman who's looking for that, if I'm 35 and I see that group, which one am I going to join? Right? I'm going to join that one. So the free groups should always be generically named, not branded.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's fine. Most people don't. And then the private one can totally be branded. And you can also say and then when you get in there, you'll be able to put a picture at the top of that Facebook group. You can literally put that's where you put the group's name, hosted by divorcediamondgirls.com. So you can brand it on the inside, but we've got to get them pulled in. So you got a Facebook group that's public. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So now we've got a nice strategy where we're consistently creating content, and then we're prolifically sharing on social daily. Right. That's our daily strategy. Okay. And then the goal there is to get people to join your email list.
Right.
Okay. So like in the description of your YouTube videos, you can have like, hey, get my free guide to overcoming divorce. You can put like social media can be like one day can be like, like on your Facebook group as it grows, you can do lives in there and talk about being divorced, like getting over divorce. You can share your motivational stuff there. And then like every third post or so, you can be like, hey, I've got a free resource. Come join my email list. Okay.
Gotcha. Which
Right.
I do have some freebies.
Perfect. So
I learned how to do funnels.
Yes, exactly. You have all the Legos. We're just going to build it into something now. Right.
Yeah.
That's what you've been doing. You've been like 3D printing your own Legos for the last few months. And now that we've got a box of Legos, we can actually build something cool with it. Right.
Yeah. Because awesome. Kat built my website.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
And did my first funnel. But yes, I keep checking off, and to let other people in this membership know what has helped me the most is I write down, like every other week when I meet with my coach, Stephen, I do my list of celebrating. I've accomplished this, what my goals are, but I encourage people to do that because I look back that, wow, I didn't know how to do that before. So
now you do, because it's step by step in the Flip Lifestyle Blueprint, right? Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So now we've got the email list and that's growing. So here's what you have. This is your next step. This is going to be fun for you. As you build a group and stuff, like email marketing is only like one leg of the stool. Okay. Email marketing is not going to be how you make the most of your money. Okay. Email marketing is critical. It's how we tell people what's going on. But sooner or later, you've got to sell to people live. Like that's where there's 1,000 different strategies. And a lot of these other people out there are going to be like, set it and forget it. And you can have an evergreen sales funnel and it's just going to have a video and it's going to do this. There are people that can make that happen sometimes. Like Tony Robbins can do that, right? And 90% of entrepreneurs can't. What you need to do is you need to invite people to something live and you need to serve them. So I recommend that people start doing at least one webinar a month. Okay. And the cool thing about a webinar is you can, as you have this YouTube channel and you have these Facebook groups, as people watch you on YouTube and as people start going to those groups, you can go live there at the same time you're doing your webinar. You can broadcast to multiple places at once. But right now, all you need is a Zoom account. You have Zoom, I assume, because you're on Zoom right now. So you can use Zoom to basically host a webinar. So you can say, hey guys, I'm going to have a free thing on the 29th. It's 3 steps to finding joy again after your horrific divorce, right? Like that'd be the name of your webinar basically. And anyone who's divorced and going through that is gonna be like, well, I'm going to go to this, see what this lady's got to say. Let's see what's happening here. And then like your 3 steps are designed to be like, and I have webinar training inside the Blueprint you can go watch to learn how to do this. Okay. But your 3 steps are basically like, like 1, 2, 3. And the last one is basically come join my membership. And that's how you get over it. Like you're the way they get over it. So you create what's called a webinar and you do the same webinar every month, right? But the emails won't just convert. You're going to have to be like, hey guys, come to my free training. And then on that training, you're going to, at the end of it, say, listen, if you want more support going through your horrific divorce, I've done it as the dumped and the dumpy, and I can help you get to the other side. So I want you to click this link and I'll give you a discount and all these strategies that I'll teach you inside the Blueprint training. Okay. To build out a webinar. And like that live event is where really you're going to make the most of your sales. What we usually do is we try to have a live event every month, either in person or online. And then we use email marketing more for like sales. Like if we want to do something real quick, if we're out of town, or if we're having Black Friday, or you can definitely do sales and stuff via email and pick up some members. But the most important thing is not necessarily converting people off your email list. The most important thing is pouring people into your email list so it gets so big you can't help but find customers, right? So growing a public Facebook group, producing content on YouTube every week, and sharing that on other platforms is going to help you get more people into the funnel, get more people into the list. And then it becomes a numbers game. How many people can I get on my webinar? Another cool thing about a webinar is you can start buying ads. You can start actually paying to show it to people. So basically on Facebook, like I'm some Facebook ads person's going to write in and tell me I'm wrong, but like you could probably I think you can look up like single women some of those people are divorced. That's why they're single, right? So you can show them ads to be like, hey, I'm Brenda. I'm doing a training this week called 3 Steps to Overcoming Your Horrific Divorce and Finding Joy Again. If you click the link below, you can give me your name and email address, and I'll let you know when it's going to be. I can't wait to see you there and help you find some happiness again. And like, that's just a real simple little ad you can do with your phone, basically. And then you can kind of drive traffic to it. You can show that on YouTube for ads, and you can target that into people. So basically the 4 steps are YouTube every week, share on Facebook and Instagram daily, right? You can do memes and fun stuff and links back or whatever. And then the goal with both of those is to get them into your email list. And then your next thing you need to learn is like how to sell on the webinar. Okay.
Okay.
So like you need to go watch that training. And I've actually got a slide deck inside the community you can use as kind of a template. And I kind of walk you through one of my webinars.
I've watched it.
There you go. See, now you got to just go make your own. That's all you got to do.
I actually started one.
And you did?
Yes. Yes. I've started one. I have the graphic and it's called Digging It, because my night diamond method of transformation, I take women through the same 7 phases that a natural diamond goes through.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's your theme. Now let me give you a warning. Okay.
Okay.
I have a saying. You probably heard me say this before. When you're in your product, you can be clever and clear because they've already bought. Outside of your product, when you're marketing, you need to be clear, not clever. A title of a webinar, a title of an email, a title of a podcast, a title of a YouTube video should never have inside jokes, themes, or branding. What it should have is a result. Like I don't say like, I say flip your life on when I sign off an email. I would never put flip your life in a subject line. Nobody knows what that means. But what I would do is I would put, come learn how to make $10,000 a month on my next webinar.
Okay.
Come learn how to start, build, and grow an online business. Your thing must be result, because they don't know who you are. All your cute things are incredible and they're going to be a part of your brand. And trust me, we have our own cutesy things too that we do, right? But like at the same time, when you're marketing, nobody cares. They don't care about you, your brand, until they know you care about them and you have a clearly defined result that you're going to get to them if they show up. So that's why I'm saying like the name of the webinar would never be like Digging It, 7 diamonds, steps of phases. Whatever. It would never say that. It would say, your divorce was horrific. I will show you how to find joy again. I will see you on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Right? Okay. So be clear, not clever in your marketing. You can be as clever as you want inside your fulfillment. That's the best way to go about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. So let's bring this in, Brenda, real quick, because I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay. I think your next steps to talk to your coaches inside the community should be, number 1, you need to focus on getting a consistent YouTube. You need consistent content. Okay. It's the only way to build a brand. Anybody that tells you otherwise has no clue what they're talking about. Everyone's got to be a content creator in this day and age. Okay. I think YouTube's beautiful because you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're energetic, and you have a great gimmick, and like all those things can come out naturally in you. So talk to your coach about YouTube, then talk about the social media sharing, then talk about the webinar. Okay. Those are your next 3 steps to start marketing this thing. And let's see if we can go out and grow this thing. And you can go, when you've got 100 or 1,000 divorced women in there finding joy again, you can go tell your friends, be like, should have joined the cult with me. So, right. You'll have your own. Okay. Hey, real quick, before we go, could you tell everybody, I want to tell, there might be some people out there, might be some people going through a divorce right now, and they might need Brenda in their life to bring them some joy again. So tell everybody real quick where they can find you and where they can find your online business.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We can edit this. All you got to do is tell us your domain name. And do you have a freebie you can give them? Do you have an opt-in? Just tell them to go to your website to get it. Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, you're muted now. Hold on. Wait, you're muted. Unmute. Down in the left-hand corner. Uh-oh. There we go. You got it back.
I did. Okay.
There we go. Cool.
I don't
So all you got to do is come in. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and we'll edit that part out that just happened. And then you just say, hey guys, if you want to learn more about what I do, just go to divorcediamondgirls.com or whatever.
You know what? I'm trying to get, oh, there you are. Okay. I got it.
All right, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. And then you just say, all right, guys, if you want to find joy again after divorce, all you have to do is go to Divorced Diamond Girls. And I've got stuff going.com.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies. I just encourage you, if you want to find joy and excitement and shine bright like the diamond you truly are, join me at divorceddiamondgirls.com, and you will have an experience unlike any other divorce recovery program. We're not recovering. We are climbing the mountain and shining.
That was great. Good job, Brenda. All right. So that was my, I'm doing a lot of podcasts today, but they ain't going to touch that one for the fun value. That was incredible. Amazing. So I one other thing off air though, seriously, that thing around your neck.
Yes.
That's going to be a very important part of your story. And I really do think you should take a picture of that. If you go to logonerds.com.
Logo Nerds. Okay.
All right. I would, it's probably $50, right? And they will, I see your Diamond Girls logo up here. It's a diamond. That's fine. It's got the little G in it. I see that. I really think that thing needs to be incorporated into your brand a lot, because the story of that thing being the diamond and how you wear it and you look in the mirror every day and you see it and you're like, that is really powerful. And I think if you can incorporate that into your brand, you'll be able to tell that story. Like that would be like if you start speaking or you start being a guest on other people's shows and stuff like that, like it's a really powerful thing. You could even kick off. I would kick off with that. Like I'd be like, when someone's like, tell us about you. I'm like, well, let me tell you I've been divorced. I've been a divorcee. I've been dumped. And I wear this thing around my neck. If you see this, that's just a powerful entry level story that you could tell. And it needs to be incorporated, like and even this picture of you where you have your hand behind your thing, it looks like you're like popping your earring and that thing's on your neck. Like that's such a cool thing that it's a part of that story, and I think it would be really super beneficial. And yes, the only thing that's going to hold you back is if you stop. I mean, you have everything right. You just got to you've got to grow an audience. And right now you don't. I normally tell people to go out into other people's audience and be a guest, and you will be so good at that. However, you've got to have content. Like you need the next 21 weeks to have YouTube videos on the thing. You've got to grow an audience. You've got to talk about topics. You've got to learn how to do some keyword research and figure out what are people searching for divorce. Like that would be a great thing for a coach to help you with. You've got to have a content strategy. And I think that going and focusing on Facebook and Instagram only, like that's a really good idea for you.
Okay.
And then let that thing start building and growing. And how much did you charge for your annual membership?
$490 a year or $49 a month.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, you don't need that many of those for this to get really big, really quick.
And ironically, I don't know if you're aware, but I have a 9 video training. I have a whole course that's in there with, of course, 100%. 9 videos. I've got a 38-page workbook with self-discovery.
And people have to see it.
Yes.
Like you've done all the hard work, really, honestly. Well, I won't say that. You've done all the foundation pouring. Like you've been pouring concrete, right? Now you've got to build the structure on top of that foundation. Like you've got an offer that converts. You've got a member. Like you just got to get more people to see the offer. There's really write that down on a Post-it note and put it on your mirror. Like I need new people to see my offer today. That is your guiding principle at this point in your online business. And if you focus there, you've got an opportunity because you have an offer that converts. Your personality is incredible.
Thank you, Shane.
We just got to have more people to actually see you. And I think YouTube and Instagram, you need to be Instagramming. You really do. Like people, because if you go into Instagram, when you log in on the app, like if you're just like, what's up, divorced Diamond Girls? I'm out here having lunch with one of my friends. I love being single. I'm so joyous, happy, whatever. Like just post on Instagram every day and let people see your life. But there's a little button that clicks it and it'll also go to your Facebook page. So you're going to post in those two places at the same time, then work on your Facebook group, go change that name to something, what I told you earlier, to make it more clear and be in there, and, you know, and then start building on that foundation, and you'll get it done. Okay. All right. I've got to go. I've got another podcast in 4 minutes, and I got to record our intro and outro, but I am super proud of you. I'm super grateful that you're in our community, and we are here. We've got your back, and we're going to keep rolling. Okay.
Thank you. And thank you. I appreciate you all.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye, Brenda. Firecracker. She was cracking me up, bro. Like, I mean, if you feel like I was laughing inappropriately at any given time, but like, that's a great show. I mean, it's just fun. Like, you know, I wonder if we should call it like, something like, I want to do like a starting an online business, you know, when you're over 40 or something kind of vibe on the title. Starting an online business, starting your first business later in life, and then put 40 plus, because like 60 plus is too old, and it's like too small. It's not too old, but it's like too small of a group. But like, that's like, I just saw one the other day. It was like a dating app, and it was like 40 plus. And I told Jocelyn, I was like, ooh, if we were getting on dating apps, we'd be in the 40 plus dated apps. Like, it hit me. Like, I was like, oh crap. But like, I think that would be like, my teeth look crazy right now because of the glow from this freaking window. But like, that would be a good title for this, is like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, actually I'll start a new Zoom right now and do it. But like, yeah, like, it's like starting a business later in life, and then put in parentheses 40 plus, because she looks 40 anyway in this picture. So I think that'll really get, and then people listen to it and they're hearing it. She's 60. It's like never too late. So I think that'd be a good mental check for an objection that we get to cover in the podcast.